See, Monique, you know I needed an ego boost, so thank you. You had me come out with him. I know they were screaming for him, Monique.
David, let me tell you something.
It was one woman right there, my wife, screaming for me. She was just screaming for me.
Your wife has been screaming for you from the beginning of the show.
That's right.
From the beginning. Listen, but all of those screams from those women, they were for you, David.
Were they?
You don't listen to them.
Wait. I'm not.
Now,
I try to do what I do with what I got, what the Lord gave me to work with, Monique.
And you're working with it. See, Brian, stand up. That wasn't for Brian. Watch this.
Old school, baby. There's a lot of love in the room.
All love, all love, all
Now,
love.
We love you too.
David, what I've always enjoyed about your plays is that you do make us scream and holler. You make us cry, you let us laugh. And in this play, what my husband doesn't know, what I think all the women do need to know, because y'all heard Lena say, Franklin is not taking care of her, right? Where she needs to be taken care of. Now this brother right here is the plumber, and he fixes Lena's pipes.
There's a line.
I want them to absorb that right there, David. Yes, he's the plumber who fixes the pipes. And before you say anything, let me ask you something, Lena. Does the pipes get fixed?
He's a plumber, Monique.
Yes.
So he says if he got to roll up his sleeves, climb inside and unclog it himself, he'll get the job done, whatever needs to be done. See, because you need a man that is handy with his tools. You don't want somebody to come in there and just have the tools there and not know what to do with them.
Do you know that one line right there is going to sell this play out all over the world? Because we're going to want to see him roll up his sleeves and climb in and unclog. Yes, indeed. Now, David, how did you put together such a grown and sexy cast?
Well, you know, it's a blessing when you have the kinds of talent that are up here on the stage. You know, Clifton Davis, I've been a fan of his forever. I mean, he is one of the classiest and you know, most critically acclaimed actors that we know, from television to film to stage and everything. And then Miss Ann Nesby, I've been a fan from The Sounds of Blackness. You're talking about, you know, her voice moved me then, and it moves me just as much now. So to have her, it's just a blessing to have her in this show. And Michelle Williams, we've been trying to do something for a few years, and she's been all across the country and the world touring in Broadway productions. So when her schedule opened up and we had this opportunity to do it, I know she can blow. I know she's an incredible actress, but I wanted to showcase her comedy, and she's doing all of that in this play. She's a beautiful leading lady.
Now, Brian, because you're newlywed and extremely in love with your wife.
Yes.
When David called you and said, I need you to be the plumber and fix things.
Oh, yeah.
What was your reaction and response? Were you nervous to take on a part like this?
That's why I love my job. See. I have a beautiful, supportive, loving wife, but then she does support what I do for a living, so I get to go, you know, cross that threshold, hear those words, action, and focus on the beautiful Miss Williams, and it's a very easy job, you know, when you're working with somebody that's as beautiful and as talented. I'm serious.
The heat that's on this stage is just bananas. You know, Brian, you know, his sensibility, of course, he brings that film heat to him and that film intensity, but the charm, he warms up. There's so much heat on this stage. I mean, even in rehearsals, I mean, you know, from Clifton, who was just coming in here, doing his thing, to Brian. I mean, we get all kinds of, you know, layers in this production.
Now, David, you've talked about their talents and how greatly you appreciate them coming on. But can we talk about David for a second?
Yeah.
What is it?
Yes.
Yeah. And I'll start with you, Michelle. Was it about this brother that you said, sign me up, I want to do it?
He believes in me, believed in me from day one, like year 2006, 2007, and just every day in rehearsal, just so encouraging. You know, he kind of lets me not do what I want to do, but sometimes I'm self-conscious about things, and he's like, no, you're right on, you're good. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, keep doing what you're doing. So just that for me, sometimes it takes that one person who believes in you to let you know you've been on the right track all along.
Yes.
That's right.
Clifton.
David has just raised the level, and I think that's what we really want to do. African American plays have had a terrible history of not raising the level of the intelligence of the theater goer or the playwright. And sometimes African American playwrights have written down to the audience. I don't think David does that. He writes up and asks the audience to join him at a higher level. He raises the water in the harbor so all the ships can sail higher.
That's from one of his sermons.
I mean, there are people who write plays, and there are playwrights. You know, you have Shakespeare, you have Tennessee Williams, you have David E. Talbot. You have people that care enough about their words to rework them that when the actor gets the script in their hands, they're like, wow, I got a lot to think about, a lot to chew on. And you know, I think that's why all of us are here, because there's so few, especially black playwrights, that are on this kind of level. And when you see those kind of words and they're written for you, for us, you got to be a part of it. You got to support it.
For all of us out there, please make sure we go and support the cast of David E. Talbot's play, What My Husband Doesn't Know. Y'all, please give him a round of applause. All of our beautiful talent up on the stage.